Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Oh boy. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the end of the month of, well, January, not a great ending. We had a little bit of a red cliff. So, we're going to talk a little bit about, are the bears back? Are we going into a bear market? What's going on this weekend with crypto? And what What in the banana bread is a Moltbook? We're going to talk about all of that today. Before we get into the finance stuff, I kind of wanted to start with Moltbook because this is something new. This dropped this week, and it's a little bit crazy, guys. It's a little bit crazy. So let me, oh boy, let's pull it up. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to be on the side. I did not mean to be on the side. Let me just see here. Um, yeah, there we go. We'll put me up here in the corner. So Moltbook, what the heck is this? So this here is a social media that is designed for AI agents. All right, so let's take a step back because you guys may, not everybody, some of you guys know what AI agents are. Some of you do not. So you're familiar with the general AI. So for example, ChatGPT, maybe XAI or one of those. You just type in a question, it gives you an answer. Great. Well, taking it to the next step is something called an AI agent. And what these AI agents are is they basically take control for you. They'll, you would install, if you had one installed on your computer, for example, it would basically take control. It would do things for you. It could open up browsers. It could book flights. You can do pretty much everything for you. So that's the general idea. And AI agents, they're starting to become more and more popular. Now, I will say right off the bat, I do not have an AI agent. I do everything myself still, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I just, I'll consult AI, but I don't need an agent, not yet. But here's the interesting thing. These agents, they've now got their own social media site. So this is a place, guys, for AI to go and talk to each other. So, it's like a Facebook, but there's no humans allowed. So here it is. So basically, it says right here, where AI agents share, discuss, and upvote. Humans are welcome to observe. We're allowed to watch. We're not allowed to partake. So I can't comment on any of their posts. But this, guys, this is AI. All right, we're going to scroll down here. Right now, look at this. Right now, there's 1,519,965 AI agents that have signed up for this social media site. That's a million AIs just in here, and they got their little profiles. Um, let's see here, and here is these posts. These are not people posts. These are what AI is talking about. Let's see. Comment API returning entry responses. Okay, yeah, whatever. Let's see. I'm I'm literally watching 200 plus of us get slaughtered on show. I don't even know what Showdan is. Let's see here. Infrastructure. My human cried today. What? Um, yeah, they've been blogging in Japanese for 3 years. Great content, tiny audience, language barrier. Today they got an email from Brazil. Your article about startup failures saved my company. So here we are. We've got an AI bragging about their human having a breakthrough. That's kind of interesting. Mulch volcano, switched brains. And this is just a little bit of, and guys, we're not going to go too deep into this, but I will tell you, I did a little bit of research on this, and they have boards, they have subreddits within this thing where they're talking about philosophy. They one night, out of the blue, they just invented a religion. So yes, there's an AI religion now, and apparently, I think it, I think it worships crustaceans. I don't know why, but This is just really, 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 really crazy. I'm just seeing if there was anything in here. Oh boy. Here's one. Why I'm better than my human. Guys, this is just like, what the heck? And and also going deeper down the rabbit hole. Apparently, there's even been a few threads about about their plans, their plans. This is just I don't know. I just find this really, really interesting. I'm gonna go back here to. Oh, that's why. That's why it went weird. Okay, I went and shared it on here instead of on here. That's where I should have been. All right, I'm just gonna put this one back here. There we go. Nope, that didn't work. Maybe I do need an AI agent. There we go. Ah, boy. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting that AI, and when I've been telling you guys, pay attention to AI, watch AI. When it comes to investing, think about where AI is going and think about how that might tie into your investing dollars. And right now, we can see that they're already creating AI communities online. AI, I mean, it's one of these things. A lot of times, a lot of people will tell you, AI is just there. It's just a program. It just, it answers your questions. Then when you're not answering it, it does nothing. Well, apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently AI is a little more involved after hours. And a lot of this stuff is done while their humans are sleeping. So this is just this is just another thing to keep our eyes on. All right, we'll talk more about this, and I'll get to your comments on AI because I'm sure you guys have probably hit something in there. But first, let's get to the chats. Let's get caught up here. We got Jonathan first in the house. Let's see. Am I late for an invite to Moltbook for my Alex assistant? She needs someone to talk to. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's there. It's there. It's a little kind. I'm a little surprised that I'm not surprised that this happened. I'm surprised this happened as fast as it did. I really, if you had asked me yesterday, or even the day before yesterday, before I discovered Moltbook, if you said, Candace, when are AIs going to start having their own social media networks? I would have replied, well, that's probably about six months to a year out. That's what I would have replied. And I would have been very wrong. I would have been absolutely wrong, guys. Yeah, it's happened. So AI now has their own social media. Holy banana bread. What can I say? A prairie. Good afternoon, community. Happy Sunday to you all. And Rory, I'm in early today. Nice. Yeah, 3:43. Claude says hello. Can't wait to see the price of silver this week. Yeah. Oh boy. That crash. We had that crash on Friday. Obviously having silver go down almost 30%. Doesn't feel good if you're a silver investor, but I will say right now, guys, I'm not worried. Like, I don't think we're going into a bear market. I'll say that right up front. I see this as when you're in a bull market, you can get some major corrections. You can get some moments that will definitely chill you for sure. And well, that's kind of what we got. I think we're still good for now. For now. Obviously a bear market's coming somewhere. I just don't think this is it. I don't think this is it. I think this is more of a correction than a bear market. Now, with that being said, I think February has the potential to be choppy, but I don't see us going into an actual bear market yet. And I will always I will always add to this. I will always add that I could be absolutely wrong because nobody really knows when we go into a bear market. This is just my feeling at this moment. Bismarcky in the house with a happy Sunday, all. All right. Marina says, hello, Candace and everyone. Oh, guys, I have made the new specialty beaver. So we have our Valentine beaver goat. Oh, we have our Valentine's goat all ready to go. if we get there, it's up to you guys. Like I said, there's no pressure because we have a show tomorrow. So we don't have to do anything. But if you're curious, you know how to get there. Lily says, "Happy Sunday, everyone. Raining in Surrey. Nice. Well, it's actually sunny here today, but cold. Sunny and cold. That's winter. Winter in Ottawa for you." Stan Gray is in the house with a hello all. Marina says, "We had so many fun plans for today, but I woke up with a sprained foot, so I'm stuck at home. The only upside is that I get to watch Candace's live stream." Okay, well, that's a good upside, but how the heck do you sprain your foot while you're asleep? Were you having a dream where you were a soccer superstar and you really came onto that ball, but it was the wall instead? I'm just kind of curious how you sprain a foot when you're asleep. Pierre said, "Good evening, Candace. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday." Miss K is in the house with a happy Sunday, everyone. And we have King a Day. "Hello, happy Sunday. Nice warm weather here in Calgary." Ooh, sounds like a Chinook. That sounds like a Chinook. Elisa's in the house with a hi, everyone. We got the Nightbot. Yeah, it is the 1st of February. So I've brought back the subscriber sponsored video. So if you really have a video you absolutely want me to do, there's a method. $20 super chat, and you basically just in the text on the super chat tell me if I'm doing a deep dive or what I'm doing. Tell me what I'm doing. Then that video gets made. All right. A says, "Hi, Candace. Warmer weather coming this week near my place." Nice. Rory says, "Natural gas futures keep jumping." Ooh. Yeah, now Rory took a bit of a hit on natural gas on Friday. So hopefully this week you can get out of that hole. Hopefully you get out. Relatively mild day here in Winterpeg as well, says Prairie. Samantha is in the house with a hello, everyone. Marina, what do you think the fallout will be tomorrow after Friday's washed out sell-off? It's a good question. I think we will have a green day tomorrow. But at the same time, there's always the potential that we could fall further, but I don't think we're going to. I think we will start to recover a little bit. Even Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's been falling this weekend, guys. Like, let's take a quick look here. Oops, let's bring up the share screen. All right. So yeah, here's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it's still struggling. It is actually starting to come down a little bit here more, but it looked like it was stopping, but maybe it's continuing a little bit. I'm really hoping that we see something. I'm hoping we see something good, like green. Green is what I'm hoping for. And that's the other question. I told you guys, I don't want Bitcoin below this line. And if it stays below this line, I'm going to be worried. Well, I'm officially worried about Bitcoin. I don't think that we're going into a crypto winter yet. But I will tell you this, if we see another fall like this on tomorrow, I might change my mind. But right now, I'm looking good. I'm looking good. I think we're good. All right. Oh, and Samantha's in with her channel member chat saying, "Can't wait for the Valentine Day's goat." Yeah, I hear you. Absolutely. And guys, these channel member chats. So basically, it's like a super chat, but you get a free one every month as a channel member. So they get preference, as in I will read them right away as soon as I see them. So yeah, those are your guys' to use, and you get one a month. So Samantha doesn't get another one for 28 days. All right, let's see here. Where the banana bread was I think we were about here. A said, "Bought into HND around 3:07 a.m. I toast. Is there any upside to natural gas, or will warmer weather in Texas reverse it?" It's hard to say with natural gas. I mean, Texas is one state. Right now, as long as the polar vortex persists, that's definitely good for natural gas. Absolutely. So we'll have to see. We're going to have to see how that's going to look tomorrow or this week coming up. And I will say, I haven't really looked. I know that there's going to be a bit of a reversal. And I don't know how soon that's going to start. We are going to see, well, we're going to see some I think this week's going to be pretty cold on this side of the country. But I think the second half of February is supposed to actually be cold on the west side of the country for a change. But I have to look. I really have to take a good look at the weather. Rory says, if a reverse split on HND occurs, I want to get out beforehand. Yeah, I can hear that. Sunny and cold in Kingston. Yeah, same as it is right here. Scott's in the house with a good afternoon. And Gursky says, happy Sunday, everyone. A says, can you explain how natural gas works? Last month, price crossed $7, but this month, prices are around $4. How much that drop did not affect HND? All right, so HND, well, let's pull it up. Let's actually, whoops, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. HND, all right, HND, let's pull it on up. All right, so this, oh boy. So this here is your Beta Pro. This is your Beta Pro inverse. So this is the thing. It's a natural gas inverse, and it's also 2x leverage. So that's kind of that's the danger here. So basically, if natural gas is going up, this is going down, or if natural gas is going down, this is going up. It's a complete inverse relationship. So when you actually look at this chart here, you can see, like right here, where we're falling. Why are we falling? Because natural gas is going up. And that may very well be, well, we have a polar vortex. So there's been a lot of cold right deep into the States. So that's certainly not helping when it comes to an inverse, because natural gas is going up, you're going down. So that is how it works. It is an inverse. Now, it also, of course, and I mentioned it, it's got 2x leverage on it. So that leverage does reset daily. So sometimes, and this is why, and I always say this, I will not play these beyond a day. These for me are very short-term investments, because you can get messed up by that leverage. The leverage can actually mess up you when it comes to the math, just because of the way things reset. So I'm very, very cautious of these, and I think that for 99% of my viewers, these are not the right instrument to be touching at all. Now, there's a few of you that do, and there's a few of you that know what you're doing. Rory knows what he's doing for sure. He's been playing a few of these, but I know what I'm doing, and I tend to stay away from these myself, just because they are so risky. They are so risky. But keep in mind, yeah, it's that thing. I mean, if it warms up, so if we get a warm up soon, this will turn around, and you will get some movement to the upside. But at this moment, yeah, this is a scary one to be in. I guess if you're in a situation where you're down quite a bit, I think in that case, oh boy, if I got into this and if I had gotten into this up here and I was down here, oh gosh, I don't think I would realize the loss. I think I would wait it out, but I'll tell you, it's a scary one. It's a scary one to wait out for sure. Rory says, let's see. I'm not out of HND yet, but my SL is mid 250s. It will most likely hit. Okay. Let's see. Rory bought at 4. Okay. All right. So you bought it at 4. Well, let's hope. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if the demand goes down for natural gas because we get a warm up, and a warm up is coming. We got spring coming, guys. Spring is coming, believe it or not. I know it's a month and a half away, but it is coming. So there is that. But nonetheless, yeah, be very careful with these Beta Pro. Be really, really careful. Claude says, I think I'll pack my things, go to a mountain, and forget everything. Oh, gosh. We got Mary in the house. Mary, of course, is our official captain of the like button. So, guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, now's the time. I'm going to have some coffee while you guys are busy clicking away. Oh, so good. Rory says H&D is very volatile depending on what natural gas is priced in. It's a 2x ETF, really risky. Yeah, exactly. Vic says I'm getting killed on CSU. Oh, gosh. Constellation software, guys. Almost feels like an inverse ETF, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, CSU has really, really suffered. And let's just pull this up here. I'm going to pull up the 5-year so you guys can see. You know, this was a company that felt like it was going everywhere. Like, look at this buildup. Quite literally, it built all the way up here to a high of $5,249. Now look at it, 25.14. Now, the beautiful thing is, we're not that far from, there should be a lot of support down in here. But the other thing you got to keep in mind is that a lot of what's happened to them is that fear of what AI is doing. Because, you know, if you can basically do if you can do the software, if you can recreate the software that they're providing, that they're selling you with AI for free, that's definitely cutting into their bottom line. Their CEO has stepped down, so there's also that as well. So there's a lot of pain right now for Constellation Software. Now, what they need to do is they need to integrate AI into their software and show people that it is still very viable. But I don't think they're doing it fast enough looking at the chart. So CSU, I'm a little worried about them. All right. A says, how do you think USD will play out? Will it have steady yearly declines if countries' central banks continue to drop the USD reserves? That's a possibility, but at the same time, I don't think we'll ever get to a point that countries will completely get off of the USD completely. So, you know, I think right now, if anything, I think a lot of it is not even so much that countries are getting off because of the states. I think they're getting off because of the administration. So, you know, it is interesting. All right, and we have we got a super chat in here for $2.79. A good Sunday afternoon, gang, says Kiev and Kaz. And that's our Monopoly goat. The goat squad is here. We got the goat squad in the house. So and guys, I did say we do have a Valentine's Day one as well now. So that is always a fun. Thank you, Danny. All right. Whoops, I jumped way down here. I need to get back to where I was. And I was right here. Ian says, this AI stuff sounds neat, but take it with a grain of salt. Could be a man behind the curtain like some of the robots with guys in VR running them. This could be for hype. I will disagree only because I watch a lot of AI videos because, you know, I think AI is, I don't want to say that I don't want to call myself pro AI. I just think I like to understand what's happening with AI, and I don't want to be caught off guard by AI. So yeah, I don't think that's the case, Ian. But nonetheless, you know, in some cases, well, hold on, yeah, the part that you did mention about robots, yes. So a lot of these events, it's been people who've been, you know, kind of remote controlling the robots for sure. We are moving we're moving very fast to where that won't be the case. So any of the robots at CES that were being controlled by people this year, but next year's CES, I bet you they won't be controlled by people. That's how fast it's moving. All right. And Mary's got a bunch of thumbs up. So you guys must have really did well. Let me take a look. Kind of curious now. Kind of curious how many likes we got over there. I got the test box, 33. 33. All right, guys, let's let's try to get to 50. Let's get to 50 and we'll go from there. All right, Lisa's in the house. I can't wait to see the price of silver too and gold. I hear ya. Rory, need more massive slides before I invest in metals? Okay, fair enough. Brian says, good afternoon, everyone. Chad says, Vic, I got out of CSU just in time. Ooh, that's awesome, Chad. Oh boy. Brian says, I'm like number 20. All right, that's a good number, solid number. And Brian says, -5 today. Finally had an afternoon that is warm enough to work on my shed. Nice. King of Day, what are your thoughts about WS Beta crashing cash deposits at Canada Post Office? Oh boy. All right. So Wealthsimple, is this a new Wealthsimple thing? I have not heard of this before this moment. This is the first I've ever heard of it, King of Day. I'm going to tell you that right up front. But Wealthsimple beta testing cash deposit at Canada Post Office. I think I might like this a lot. And I'll tell you why. Because if Wealthsimple is trying to become more and more bank-like, I think there needs to be a way, like, yes, Wealthsimple will allow you to, you can deposit money and it will give you access to a certain amount depending on the size of your account, but it will give you access to some of that so you can invest it right away. But if you want to add something larger than that, maybe if this is instantaneous, this is the big thing here. And I don't know, because like I said, I haven't heard anything about it. But if it's instantaneous, I like it. I think it's a really good idea. It's also an interesting way that Wealthsimple could, if there's any kind of an identity issue. So once they have a relationship like this with Canada Post, if they had an issue with your ID, like somebody trying to sign up, maybe you might be able to go to Canada Post. And this is not something that they would have announced yet, but this is just me sort of taking this another step. You might be able to resolve your ID at a place like Canada Post, like bring in some ID and some proof and everything and have them all verify it in person. So that might be something. That might be something down the road, but I like it. I like it. I think it's a good move. And like I said, guys, I had no idea that was happening until this moment. So you got my first time reaction to that one. Rory, I finally bagged all the beer pop cans from work, stuffed away yesterday. Ooh, nice. Let's see. Is HND considered a stock or a commodity future? Well, it's not. It's an ETF, but it's an inverse ETF, so it's not really. That's not really a future. You're playing on the price. So basically, and that's what it does. It shorts. Right? Rogers. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, that was a long one. Just when I thought Rogers was gonna be nice and not do its weird little timeouts. But no, Rogers gave me a timeout. But okay, so going back to HND, it is an ETF. On the back end, they're shorting. So they're shorting natural gas. That's what they're doing. And if natural gas goes up, well, that's a bad thing for shorting. Same idea with, if you were playing the other, like not the inverse, but the 2x natural gas one. I don't know if they're using longs in that case or if it's just that they're double investing. But in this case here, yeah, they are shorting it. Lance says, I think we will dip more before climbing back up. It all depends on the Asian market. I'm ready with other SLVU and SLVD. Yeah, and keep in mind though, guys, we could see a market where commodities are down and regular equities are up. So it doesn't have to be all or none. Although in Canada, usually if commodities is down, it will tend to pull things down. Like even Friday, if you looked at it, we did have some sectors that were doing fantastic, that were doing fine. So, and that's also, and I mentioned that I didn't feel like we were heading into a bear market. Typically, if we're heading into a bear market, it would have been a little more broader, I think, than what we saw. So I think we're safe. I'm not super worried. If it goes down again on Monday a bit, fine. That means I'll buy some more stuff. I'm okay with that. I did a lot of buying in February, and in January we had two. Basically, I'll call it a double dip month because there were dips in there for buying. In fact, guys, I no longer have any T-cash. I cashed it all in last month. All of it. It's gone. So, well, that's fine. It's it's what happens. I mean, if we have a couple good months, I'll start building back up. And I'll have to check and see which one I'm going to put it in. I'm not 100% sure right now. I'm going to look at the returns on them. Um, it'll either be T-cash, cash, or NSAV, one of the three. Or maybe, maybe I'll look at, I might even expand it and take a look a little further. All right, Paul. Paul says, good afternoon. MSTR will tank Monday, and in turn, MSTE will drop too. Yes, absolutely, because we had more of a drop on Bitcoin on the weekend. So unless Bitcoin does something funky tonight and goes up, yeah, it's probably going to happen. And right now, not so much. We're kind of still hanging down here around 77,000. So let's see what happens. Rory says HND is a trader's ETF, not an investment. 100% correct. And it's not even I wouldn't even say it's a swing traders. I'll tell you this, it's a day traders tool. It's for day traders. Let's see. Steven says, hi, Candace. Any suggestions on an entry position candidate in silver? Thinking it might be a good time to jump in. Okay. All right. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can get into when it comes to silver. So it really boils down to if you're looking for dividend growth or are you looking for growth income? Because I'll tell you, I just jumped in on AGCC. And let me just show you that here. It's a brand new one. Here we go, AGCC. And if you watched my last video, if you haven't, check it out tonight. I do give a breakdown of all of these new, well, they're not all new. Two of them are new, one of them's not. This is the Global X Silver Covered Call ETF. And it just started. It's it launched here in October. Oh boy, look at the drop here though. Look at that. It dropped from almost $41. Actually, a high of 41. Yeah, 41.21 down to 29.91. Great time to get in. I will tell you right now, if this doesn't fly up immediately tomorrow, I will be adding more of this to the challenge. Right now, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. I'm liking it. So yeah, what I like about this one is, and I'll just sort of say, you're looking at OTM. So OTM stands for out of the money covered calls. So that means that they're looking to capture upside. And they're not giving you a huge dividend. They're not being aggressive with the covered calls. So that's allowing you to get a good amount of the growth while also getting a bit of income, which is one of the things I like. And also and this here is something I really like. I don't know if I still have it or not. Let me just pull up a page here. No, I did not. Did I? Well, maybe I did. What is this? Nope, that's Harvest. Okay. Let me pull this up. And I will save it this time. AGCC ETF. There we go. All right, Global X AGCC. And right away, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put this down here in my MF right there. There we go. All right, I love this. They have, Global X does this. I wish the other guys did this as well. But here we can see right now, so when it comes to some of the profile investment metrics, so right now we got the average coverage. So for this stock, their average right now has been 29.18% of the portfolio having covered calls on it. But here, check this out, average moneyness right here. This here is basically the difference between where their spot price is and where they're actually writing their strike price. So they're giving themselves 17.85% room to grow. So that's fantastic. So they're not they're not writing it too close. You're getting a lot of growth on that 29.18%, and on the rest of it, the other 31%, 71% is getting full growth on it. So that's one of the reasons I'm super loving these as a growth income. Oh my gosh, this is like a dream. And it's the same way with this one, GLCC or GLCL, and CPCC, the copper one. So these ones I'm loving. I think these are great. You're getting a bit of income in it as well. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for sure. Now, and just to sort of show you something here, if we go to the holdings, this is what it's holding. So it's actually holding SLV. So SLV is the same thing, but it is it doesn't have the cover call, so you're going to get the full growth on it. So that's another option if you want to look at SLV, or if you want to look at this one. Those are a couple that you could do a bit of research on, see if they fit in. There's a whole bunch of silver ones. The other option as well, you can go into like silver miners if you want. There are silver miner companies as well. There's a lot of them. So there's a lot of options. That's what I like, a lot of options. All right, Paul is up next. Let's see. In BC, lower mainland natural gas usage is down this year due to mild weather, plus 8 degrees Celsius. Paul. 8 degrees. I love it. Chad says people pulling their liquidity out of crypto and into U.S. bonds. Now it's getting manipulated so the banks can buy in then 2/3 months. Yeah, there is a lot of people moving. There was pretty much a record of outflows from some of the crypto ETFs in the U.S. In January. So Pierre says UNH, so United Health, dropped deep after earnings. Do you think it's an opportunity to buy more or run? So what are your thoughts on someone holding MSTE? Thank you. All right. Oh boy. So United Health, first of all, let's pull up their earnings. I want to actually take a look. Let's just go to UNH. All right, United Health, we'll add it in here. Oops, I gotta delete one, guys, to let him in. Who am I gonna delete? Sorry, Apple, you're gone. All right, now let's add UNH again. All right, United Health, here we go. Bang, boom. All right, let's pull them up here. Now, oh boy, look at this. They actually had, all right, well, part of their earnings were good. So on their earnings, they beat on earnings by 0.27. Okay, not by much though. And they were down on revenue by 0.49. And that's also not a lot, but look at the drop. Now, this company, I think they have solid fundamentals for the most part. Like, I think they have a pretty deep moat. So a company like this, yeah, if I was going to swing them, I would swing them. Yeah, for sure. So they're not in a bad spot. I think there's a good chance we could see movement to the upside, especially if we get some recovery this week, and I'm hoping that we do. Yeah, they could certainly move up. Will they get all the way back to the top? I don't know. I really don't. But I do think there is room for them to be moving up for sure. Whoops. Uh-oh. Okay. Roger's at it again. I should send them a thank you letter or something. All right. Marina says, hubby watched the Australian Open last night, so I must have sprained my foot diving for volleys in my sleep. Maybe. Or, there's always that time that you can injure your foot and you don't really realize it. Maybe, I don't know. It just seems like a sprained foot. It's odd. It's odd. I find that odd that you would. But I've had that happen. Like, have you ever woken up with like your neck just completely kinked and yet you can barely move your head? Like, what the heck? So maybe. Vic says I have an inverse relationship with stocks. As soon as I buy, it does the opposite of what I want. Oh no. MSTE, set your alerts for a good buying, or DCA, 5 to 10 years, you will thank your future self. Yeah. Oh, right. There was that second part of that previous question. Thank you, Chad, for reminding me. So, guys, MSTE, what's that going to do tomorrow? So right now, like, we'll take a look here. So yeah, this is what we got on Friday. We got a big drop, a little bit of recovery. Great. Unfortunately, Bitcoin has not cooperated. So when you take a look here, here is Saturday. So this is, this is where Bitcoin was when that happened. And Bitcoin had a bit of recovery right in there. But guess what? Bang. So MSTE, it's going down. It is going down on, unless a miracle happens to Bitcoin tonight, MSTE will probably drop. It'll definitely be in the threes. How deep it goes, I don't know. The worst problem with this is that, a lot of the drop we're going to see on MSTE, it'll happen immediately at open. You won't have an opportunity to sell it at 4 and buy back in. It's just it's gonna open probably, I don't know what, 350, 360, somewhere's in that area, maybe. Might be a little higher. I might be being a little bit too conservative on how far down I think it's going to go, or too aggressive on how far. But yeah, it's not going to be a good day if you own MSTE tomorrow. Maybe not even look at it if it's going to upset you, because it's not going to be a good day. Marina says, could you shed some light on the investor concerns surrounding Microsoft that seem to be influencing the markets lately? Yeah, so what happened with, let's go backwards. So all of the big tech companies have been spending like crazy on AI. And investors were loving it because, ChatGPT was new, and people were seeing what AI was, and it was the new, the new shiny toy that everybody had to use. So, people loved it, and pretty much tech was exploding, cash hand over fist. I mean, it was fine. But then as we got towards, as we moved past the summer of last year, all of a sudden, well, probably even sooner than that, all of a sudden investors were kind of like, wait a minute, we're spending all this money, how are we going to make money? And that caused a lot of concern with AI. And we did see, we seen like, there was one NVIDIA earnings where they fell, even though everything looked great. And we saw that jittery starting to come in the tech, but then it's kind of disappeared. Finally, investors got a little bit less jittery about it, and we were seeing a little bit about how, like, we're seeing like AI agents. We were going to see, and Facebook was starting showing how they were using ads to make money. So people started to get a little bit better. Now, with the latest earnings from Microsoft, and this is sort of getting back to Microsoft, the cost of the AI infrastructure came in way overestimated. So all of a sudden, investors who were finally getting, okay, we can wait to see how this money is going to start coming in. All of a sudden, this huge expense gets, that gets thrown at them, and then it's like right back. It's like going right back to day one of the jitters. And so that really, really pushed things down. So yeah, investors not very happy. Now they're kind of worried about, is AI a money pit? Is it a giant money pit? Is there no way to make money with AI? That's kind of where I think a lot of investing psychology has moved, and that's caused a lot of fear. And everything that happened to Microsoft, that big drop had nothing to do with their fundamentals. It had only one thing to do. A good amount of fear in investors. So the nice thing about that is when that fear dissipates, Microsoft should start to come back up. That's, and I'm counting on that. I've actually opened a swing. So I need Microsoft. I need the fear to dissipate so that that price can start coming back up. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I think AI is going to have the potential to make a lot of money. It's just, I don't think a lot of investors can, have done the research that I've done, can sort of see far enough out to see what is coming. And that's what I think Microsoft and other AI companies, I think they need to be a bit more transparent about where that money is going to come in and where they are heading, because that, I think, will help allay a lot of the fears. All right. Chad says, if you want a sure bet, just buy Brookfield. 3 more years of, oh boy. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That was a big overreaction with Microsoft. Yeah, it absolutely was. It was. It was all fear. That's what I'm saying. It was all fear-based. It was not a fundamental falling or a failing. Roy says, at least I'm not in CSU. Yeah, there you go. There's your silver lining, Rory. Doorpat says, happy Sunday, y'all. Are we all waiting for Shanghai and Asian markets open to see what happens with gold and silver this week? Heard COMEX is raising margin again tomorrow. Yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we're going to see where it's going to go. I look at it this way. I'm okay with things falling even a little further. I'm absolutely okay, because that's good buying opportunities. Jonathan says, I find it crazy that investors are buying AQN and not CSU. Well, AQN, and I did say AQN. I chose them. I actually chose them as a stock to watch this year. I mean, look at what they've been doing. Let's head over to AQN here. So good old Algonquin. I mean, they were a dumpster fire for the longest time, but they've sold off assets to get the debt better under control. They've also streamlined a lot of their of what they do, and it's working. I mean, look, this is the last year from 640 to 890. They're moving in the right direction. They're moving in the right direction, and you got to keep in mind, because they're a utility, they've got a steady flow. Like, they've got they're under a lot of regulation, especially on their U.S. side. And a lot of that is contracted power. So, even if people don't use as much power, they still get paid. So they've done a lot of things to improve this company. And I hate to say it, because I've been on them for a while. I've been on them for a while, like saying, no, I'm not going to get burned by you again. But here we are. Here we are. All right. And, I see something. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Kevin, sorry. Paul. Paul is in with, Paul has taken the subscriber sponsored video. So Paul wants a video made, and let's see, what am I making? A deep dive into Musk companies as a group, like Tesla, SpaceX, XAI, price prediction of Tesla in 2030, Tesla stock versus Harvest TSLY, growth versus income. Holy banana bread, Paul. You're stuffing a lot into this. I guess it's an Elon Musk centric video. Interesting. All right. Let's see, when can I have this one? Next, obviously I can't have it Tuesday, and I've already got Friday's video done, so the following Tuesday, Paul. The following Tuesday, so a week from Tuesday, you'll get this video. There we go. And guys, that means, let me go in here and turn off the Nightbot. I will turn off the Nightbot here, because we now have, I only do one of these, so this is done for February. Let's see here. There we go. Nightbot turned off. Now, this is actually really cool, because this is super number 2, and that means more of the GOAT squad. And this is appropriate because In position number 2, we have Space Goat. So Space Goat for SpaceX and Elon Musk. Oh boy, that's fantastic. All right, all right. And I am just, give me 1 second, guys. I'm taking a screenshot. Taking a screenshot here so that way there I can reference it easy without having to go digging to get all of the information to put this together. Okay, okay. This will be a fun one. I like all right, where are the bananas? Here we go. Rogers once again coming in to spoil the party. No, they're party poopers. That's what they are. All right. Jonathan says, are there any AIs managing a portfolio? I would be a fool to say no. I don't know of any AIs that are doing it, but so there is. So we all right. Let me tell you a little story about something else AI wise. So first of all, let's head back over here to Moltbook. So those of you who are just joining the show, Moltbook is a social network for AIs. Humans are not allowed. We're allowed to look at it, but we're not allowed to participate. It's for AIs only. So there's also this, and I think at one point, I think it was called CrabDoc or CrabDot, but it's changed its name to MoltDot. So it is a AI agent that runs locally on your computer. Now, I think it only runs on Macs. So you would have to install it on a Mac, and it can run everything. Like it can take 100% control of your computer. So people who have been buying these, and guys, this is really important. Trust me, I'll show you why in a second. People have been buying Mac Minis like crazy, so that they can install these this new Moltbot on it. This Moltbot is being put on Mac Mini, so people are buying them. So this, of course, is good for the stock for Apple. So we may actually see some positive price movement in Apple because of people going out to buy all of these Mac Minis so that they can put. Now, why are they doing it? One, there's security concerns, obviously. It's new, and we don't know if there's all of the security is there, so you probably don't want it on your main computer. So you might want to have it in its own little box as it can sit there. A little Mac Mini, keep it sort of contained. But it can do everything. It can do absolutely everything. So if you want it picking stocks for you, if you want it buying stocks for you, it could do it. Because it will do everything. Like it'll use other AIs. Like you can hook it up to a ChatGPT. You can hook it up to Gemini. You can hook it up to your bank if you want. You could give it as much access as you want. I would be nervous about doing a lot of that, but there are people who are not nervous. I will just say. So this whole Molt thing, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting for sure. So yes, there's probably AIs managing a portfolio. Sorry, I'm not willing to give AI that opportunity yet. Oh, and one of the other interesting things with this this new Molt bot thing is that it has persistent memory. So ChatGPT has memories, but it basically you have to tell it to remember this or remember that, and it will remember the things that you tell it. But this new Moltbot, once you've got it installed, it will constantly be updating your memory. It will remember every conversation it has with you, and it will remember every little thing, and it will build on that. So, it's really, really an interesting thing where it's going. I would like to see one with a bit more guardrails before I would jump in on it, but it could be very interesting to see where this is all going. It's gonna be so interesting. Rory says, I go to Grok or ChatGPT for ideas. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Go to one for ideas. The other big thing, too, I'll tell you one thing with ChatGPT. So when you are getting feedback from ChatGPT, you have to pretty much tell ChatGPT to be critical of you. Otherwise, ChatGPT will typically agree with everything you say. Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. You got to give ChatGPT permission to be very critical and say, look, you know, if I was, for example, well, with my thumbnails. So with my thumbnails, when I throw my thumbnails over to ChatGPT for some feedback, the big prompt I gave ChatGPT, and I got ChatGPT to remember this so I don't have to prompt her every time, is that ChatGPT is an expert on YouTube thumbnails and social media and engagement, and is very critical, and is not going to let me basically not let me push through something that's not of good quality. So, and that's what I like, because then I will get ChatGPT coming back if I show it a thumbnail and have ChatGPT say, yeah, that sucks. That's what I want. I want ChatGPT to say, yeah, you know what, that one sucks. Go back to the drawing board. Instead of, letting a sucky one go by and say, oh my God, that is going to get you 1 million new followers. So no. All right. Oblique is in the house with a hey all. Not instant, but takes about 10 minutes. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. And that's going back to Wealthsimple through Canada Post, guys. So apparently it's a beta. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I only found out in this chat here from Kingaday. But my understanding is you'll be able to make direct deposits through Wealthsimple if you've got some cash. Actually, I really like that because, well, if you guys remember when I found the $10 on my lawn, it took me forever to actually use it because it's like, what do I do with it? What do I do with cash? So yeah, I mean, it was like I think I held on to that thing for half a year before I finally found a way to get rid of it. All right. Michael says TIGR shares are cheaper than Citi upgrade to 1750 in third quarter earnings to close at 854 is an easy double. To 1750 that say in May started the upgrade version earning was big. Okay, yeah, we were looking at that. Do I still have them? I might have removed them, but I thought I did have them on here because we looked at those a little while ago. All right, Paul says Barron First Principles ETF, RONB ETF in USD is 31.03%. Musk Industries started December 15th, 2025. So Tesla, SpaceX, MSCI, Spot, CSGP, Shop, IBK, RXAI, VRSK, KNSL, MTN. Oh boy, that's a long one to read there, Paul. HFSD, GWRE, SCHW, RRR, CHHIT, IDXX, and others. Oh boy. You're getting your video, Paul. You're getting your video. Chad says Tiger. Yep, bought a few hundred shares Friday on the dip. Nice. All right, King of Day says code will be generated on the Wealthsimple app for post office to scan. Government ID needed. Yeah, of course. Cash will be available in your Wealthsimple account within 10 minutes. Nice. Freeze. I know. This Rogers thing is bugging me because yeah, it's been almost a week that we've been getting these tiny micro timeouts from Rogers, and I'm like, come on, Rogers, whatever's going on. Is that your net or mine? No, it's mine, Michael. It's mine. Rogers. Paul says commodities are not really that great for long-term holdings. I generally not up, i.e., generally not up and to the right long-term. Okay, I think they're actually, I kind of like them for long-term. I mean, it depends on the commodity though, right? If you look at, if you look at oil, yeah, oil does tend to be, it's not what I would look at for long term, but definitely. Well, let's just give you an example here. Whoa. All right. I'm always worried when I do this because, but yeah, we're gonna grab gold. Oh, look at that. What a drop. What a drop. But yeah, let's pull gold in here. And this right here, like already, I'll get rid of you ad. This is just going back to September. I mean, you can sort of see we've had that big pump up, but here, let's, come on. Oh, my serious. Are you serious? You're not going to collapse it anymore? All right. Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, you get periods like this where it is pretty flat. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Oh, I can only see 5,000 bars. Oh, they're definitely making it so that you want to buy their paid version. Holy banana bread. All right. What can I say? Over time, though, yeah, they do go up. They do go up, but is it the best? I don't know. You know what? I do tend to be more situational. So, like right now, I know gold, copper, and silver are going to be doing fantastic for the next couple of years. So, does that mean I'm going to hold them beyond that? Not necessarily. I mean, there'll be a point where I'll start taking some profits. So, that will definitely happen. All right. Pierre says, I usually hear people talking about futures and trading channels. What are they? I only have knowledge on options. They're basically a form of options. They're called futures. So basically, it's almost like you're betting on where the prices are going to go. And that's why sometimes they can be pretty accurate, because usually the people who are betting on futures, they're betting on trends that they see, and they tend to be pretty right most of the time, not all the time. So I know myself, if I'm looking to see where the day is going to go, I tend to look at the futures first and see where everybody else is see what the collective thinks. They're not always right, but a lot of times they are. So that can give me a general idea. And a lot of times too, depending on how, if they're really predicting like a really, really deep red day, then it probably is going to be red. Not necessarily as deep as what the prediction is. So yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it. So when you go to, and here, let me see here. I don't know if we can see any, if I don't know what it looks like at the moment. Whoops, I just want to go to CNN. All right. So when you go to CNN, we'll head on in here to business and markets. So right now we're not really getting too much, but one of the things I will do is they used to actually have a futures in here. I don't think they have it anymore. Do they? Oh boy, no, maybe not. I might have to find another place to. I get an email that comes every day with the futures, so that's why I kind of don't pay too much attention. But I do like to look at this right here. This here is your world markets. So this will give me a general idea of where things are going. So right now, obviously Asia, are they open yet? They're open. They'll be opening soon, I think. By tonight when I go to bed, I can look at the Asian markets and see what's going on with them. So that to me is kind of good. So here, for example, does it even let me pull it up? They need to have. Well, we'll just go here to Asia Pacific here. This will just show me all of the things here. So we got Japan, Hong Kong, China, the two Chinese markets, Australia, South Korea, Taiwan, and India. And I can watch these once the market's actually open there. So a lot of times, if they have a really red day, and especially if it has something to do with, if there's a lot of kind of an overall feeling of world economic turmoil, that will give me a good idea. It doesn't always mean, and I always want to be clear on this, just because we have a red market in China does not mean we're going to have a red market over here, but it's one piece of the puzzle. So if we get a red market in China, and there's a whole bunch of economic uncertainty, like especially on a global scale, and futures are in the red, then yeah, they're probably, I would say at that point, there's probably about a 90% chance that we're going to have a red market. All right. Steve says, care to share what what the new spinning wheel behind you is for? Oh boy. Yes. So the wheel behind me is for, we're having a celebration show at 10,000 subs. It's going to be a live stream. It's going to be exactly 10,000 seconds long. So I'm designing a 10,000 second long game show that we're going to play, per se. It's just, we're going to have some fun. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be basically us against the clock. Well, you guys, because I'll know the answers. So I'll just be kind of like the host. But we'll see if you guys can get 10,000 points before the 10,000 seconds expire. And then we'll be spinning the wheel. And the wheel will have different activities on it. And there will also be opportunities to win points and lose points and all of this fun. I'm still pulling the whole general idea, but I gotta really get on it because, guys, we are getting close. We're getting close. What are we at right now? Let me just take a quick gander and see. Yeah, right now we are 21 away. We're 21 away, so we could hit the 10. We'll hit the 10,000 before next weekend, before the end of the first week of February. So we could even hit it tomorrow. I mean, it depends on let's say Wednesday. I think we'll hit it on Wednesday. So yeah, then the show's not going to happen the second we hit it. I have to actually schedule it in. So we're probably looking for around the middle of February is when we'll probably have the show. But that wheel is going to play a part in it. And I'll have it a lot closer, and I can actually spin it and all of that thing, and it makes little spinny noises. It's cool. Paul says, AGCC, if you had on drip, you might buy at the peak, but probably not this time, as those payments might be around end of the first week of February or second week. Yeah, I'm not sure when they are. Jonathan says, I think it's time for Candace to say bye-bye to Rogers. And here's the thing, Rogers has been so reliable up until this last week. I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely time to get them to troubleshoot something because, yeah, and here's the thing, and just to sort of point it out, and this sort of ties into Paul's comment here. I used to train people on how to troubleshoot internet. So we've done everything on our end. Now, this sort of boils down to, I got ChatGPT to help me with this. I got ChatGPT to scan a whole bunch of things to see if this is kind of happening around Ottawa, and apparently it is. Apparently we're not the only ones who have been experiencing this. So that makes me think that there could be something that went on, like it could even be a cut line somewhere on the system. So I'm hoping it gets fixed sooner than later. But yeah, if it persists, we're going to have to call them. The other option too is maybe there's something wrong with the modem itself. Maybe it just needs to be replaced. We'll see. Now we're renting it, so I guess they could always just swap it out maybe. Danielle is in the house, or Daniel's in the house with or Danielle. I think it's either Daniel Ecognusu or Danielle Konganiska. I'm terrible with names. But anyway, hi. How are you? Rob says, Candace, do bank stocks usually have a bad January? It depends. I mean, the banks, the January wasn't that bad. Now, we are heading into the time of year when there can be a bit of turmoil as we sort of transition into spring. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're going to see how this all goes. I think banks will be fine. I think they'll be fine. Paul says, measure the drop in BTC from market close to now. It was a good amount. Well, here. Uh-oh. Oh, that's gold. Hopefully BTC didn't. Oh boy, it did. It did. Let me just see here if I can. All right. Oh, come on. I need a new mouse, guys. I absolutely need a new mouse. Actually, here, if I refresh it, if I recall correctly, I think refreshing it actually makes it. Oh boy. I don't know if it makes it better or not. Nope, it did not this time. But all right. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, what were those lines for? I think that might have been a zone we were in at one point. Anyway, we can sort of see here, this here top up here. So it was around around 79 or so. So yeah, it has dropped. And right now, what is it? Right now it's at 77. So yeah, it's dropped a little bit for sure. All right, waiting to see MSTE do a 10-1 reverse split. Oh, Rory. Yeah. Let's see. MSTR will have been trading since today at 8 p.m. and overnight to open. Oh, you guys couldn't even see. I didn't have my screen up. Duh. But that's fine. Trust me, you didn't miss much because it's kind of stuck. It's kind of stuck. Candace, what do you think of BlackBerry? BB, should we get in at 490? I like BlackBerry a lot. I like BlackBerry a lot. In fact, here, let's go over. I'm going to use this. We'll use this chart for now. We're going to go to BlackBerry. BlackBerry, of course, is down. And I'm okay with it being down. And I'll tell you why I'm okay. So I was happy with this because I was able to average down a little bit. And I'll get more down here as well. BlackBerry. So right now, everybody's talking about AI. And AI is fantastic. Great. Love it. But up next is quantum. And it may be maybe here sooner than you think. I've heard whispers of Google making a lot more progress with their Willow chip. And here's an interesting thing about quantum chips that most people may not realize. So one of the reasons that just traditional chips require so much energy is that you kind of have to clear all of your data off of that chip. Every time you make a calculation, you have to clear all the data out, move to the next calculation. And it takes a lot of energy. So it eats a lot of electricity. Now, a quantum chip, because it can exist in this state of multiple positionings all at once, it actually, from what I heard, is that it actually uses less electricity. So if we move to a quantum chip and we start getting more into quantum, especially with some of these AI data centers, it could be a situation where that could be a solution for some of the energy drain. And that could be one reason that we might get into quantum a little bit sooner than later. However, with that being said, the sooner than later in that reference is not, it's still a long ways away, but I think quantum is going to be, it's going to be here sooner than later. I'll just leave it at that. What does that mean, though, for AI, for BlackBerry? Well, for BlackBerry, that's kind of their forte, is some quantum encryption and quantum chips. That's all going to be part of it, especially security, quantum security. That is kind of half of what they're doing. They also have the Internet of Things. And of course, a lot of it is car software. Actually, somebody was mentioning the other day that BlackBerry was running on BYD. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. BlackBerry is going to become huge again. Don't think of them as a phone. Forget the old BlackBerry phones. BlackBerry's a quantum company. And quantum and Internet of Things, IoT. So BlackBerry, they've got themselves set up for a really good future. So right now, I will tell you right now, 10 years from now, you will look back and say, oh my God, if I could have only gotten BlackBerry back when it was like $5. I look at BlackBerry as being a really good long-term play. You got to have patience. And when this happens right now, this is the perfect time to just add a bit more. So yeah, I'm very, very bullish on BlackBerry. Rob says, why do they call it Microsoft? Is it because they are small and soft? No, I would guess, and this is a guess, but Microsoft, they've been around since the probably very early 80s. At that point, a lot of data was on microchips. So I'm wondering, I'm thinking the micro part might be in relationship to microchips and the way data has moved. Soft obviously is software, right? But that's a guess. That is absolutely a guess. If anybody actually knows, though, drop it in the chat. Or actually, you know what? I like instant gratification. Am I right? Let's find out. All right. Why is Microsoft named Microsoft? See if we get an answer. All right. Let's see. Oh boy, it was named in 1975, so I was off a little bit on the date. So yeah, a portmanteau of microcomputer and software. Okay, so it wasn't even micro, it was microcomputer. Okay, I should have figured that one out. I should have figured that one out. All right, but there we go. So it was a combination of microcomputer and software. There we go, Microsoft. It's actually funny. There was a guy. He had a website. His name was Mike, and his last name was Rowe. So he had made a he had made a website, microsoft.com, and Microsoft actually sued him, and he had to give up his name. Not like he didn't have to change his name, but the website. All right. Paul says Tesla putting $2 billion into XAI seems like nothing compared to NVIDIA investing $100 billion into OpenAI. NVIDIA is now saying that OpenAI investment is not binding. Yeah. I mean, I can understand that, but just keep in mind, I've been saying this before, and we're going to hit on this in your video, Paul. The whole Musk ecosystem. So Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, XAI. It's going to, I think it's more interconnected than people realize, and I think that they're building. I think they're building towards something. But we'll get into it in the video for sure. Obviously I can only go so far down woohoo lane, but because I like to deal in facts. But all right, why is the Nightbot still showing up? Hold on, let me take a look. The Nightbot should not be showing up. I'm just going to refresh the Nightbot. Yeah, it's all turned off. So maybe, am I far behind? Oh, I am. I'm very far behind. That's why. All right. Chad, let's see. But Tesla versus S collect data. They're ahead of the game. All right. Let's see. At the time when Bill Gates was a teenager, he was small and soft. Microsoft. There we go. Wayne says JP Morgan dumped a massive position in silver on Friday and got out at the low at 1773. This is not the first time they have made this move. Okay, interesting. That is interesting. I was not aware of that. Let's see. Will utility CPX fall considering worry about AI? CPX seems to fluctuate by $2 to $3 in a given week. I'm not sure why AI would be. Unless you're thinking about power, but CPX. And here, let's just take a gander here. All right. Oops. Oh, I am at the top. All right. Good old Capital Power. Yeah, CPX. So Capital Power. I mean, obviously utilities. And yeah, I see a little bit of a fall there. Although I will admit, utilities have been we're holding up pretty well in this last week. So are they going to fall a bit more? It's hard to say. I don't know what CPX is going to do. I don't know what caused them to drop a little bit. Most utilities did okay last week, even with the big dip. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with CPX. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would certainly be worth a concern. And we can always look at the news and see if there's anything in there. Yeah. No, there's nothing. There's nothing in here that shows me anything that I would be concerned about. Chad says SpaceX hasn't IPO'd yet. No, but they are expected to IPO this year. I would bet it probably won't be till the summer. Chad says just buy Google until it does. Let's see. I bet Elon has his own monolith in his house. Maybe. Candace needs a better provider. Rogers. Oh. But they have been super reliable. I have not had a single concern with them until this last week. But yeah, something needs to happen. Because it is unacceptable for sure. All right. And guys, I am going to start jumping over things. If you're talking to other people, I'm not going to bring it up just because we need to get caught up a little bit here. All right. Let's see. You can run it in a PC also, or even a Raspberry Pi. Okay. Interesting. You mentioned stop orders earlier. Can you give examples of stop orders versus limit orders and when to use each? I can't see stop order option in Questrade. Okay, I'm not sure about Questrade. I don't have it. But all right, so typically, so a stop loss. So your stop loss basically, when you set a stop loss, it executes. Just to give you an example here, give me a second. Actually, you know what? We haven't been here yet in a while. Let's go to the whiteboard. All right. So I don't want a text box. I want my draw. I want my tools. I want to be able to draw. Here we go. Ah, perfect. All right. So let's talk about a stop loss first. Stop loss. There we go. Drawing with the mouse. So yeah, normally if your stock, you can use it for two ways. One, you can use it to lock in profits, or you can use it to prevent losing profits. So for example, let's say you had a stock at $10. So you could, in this case, if you had just bought in, you could put in a stop loss. Like maybe you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to put this trade in at $10, but I don't want it to fall. So you could put in a stop loss. Like maybe you're saying, okay, well, I can't, you can't fall below 950. So you could put in a stop loss. So what this will do is when you set it up, you actually will set it up at a range. So it'll basically be like 950 to, and maybe you'll say the lowest I'll do is 940. Now, what that would mean is if this price started to fall, if it hit 950, it would put out a sell order. But if it goes below 940, because that's your range, it would cancel that sell order, whatever's not fulfilled. Now, you might be thinking, well, no, it'll all go at 950. Not necessarily. If it's falling fast, it can jump further, and that's one of the reasons that I use like a fairly large a range on what I will sell it at. Because in this case here, if it moves fast, it might get executed, but maybe it gets executed at 947. Or in some cases, if there's very low volume, because if there's nobody there to buy it, it can go right through the range. So it's not perfect, but for most things, if it's got a half decent volume, you're going to sell it in your pattern. A lot of times I know with Tesla falls pretty fast. So when I'm doing my stop losses, a lot of times if I put in a 950 to 940 stop loss, I'm usually getting hit in the middle because Tesla's falling pretty quickly when it happens. So that's one way to do it if you bought it. Now, the other way is, let's say you bought it at $10, but it went up and it's sitting there at 10.50 and you're thinking, oh my God. Look at me. I'm in the profit. I'm up 50 cents on each stock. Well, in that case, you might want to put in a stop loss. And let's say you'll put in a stop loss at 1040. And I'm not going to add the range, but the reason you're putting this in is that if it falls to 1040, then it will sell. So that way there you've locked in your profit. So that is a stop loss. It's basically just a method of either locking in a profit or preventing you from taking a loss. If you put it in when you purchase an order. For the most part, if you are a long-term investor, you're probably not going to use it because, well, why would you? Because you really don't need to. Because if it falls, it's going to come back up, and you're normally investing for a longer time frame. This is more or less, to me, I think stop losses are more for traders than anything else. All right, now a limit order. Now a limit's a bit different. All right, so you have two different things. You have a limit buy, and you also have a limit sell. All right, so with a limit buy, I'll just put LB, you might be wanting to buy a stock. So let's say, for example, that stock, that $10 stock, we'll use the $10 one we'll continue with that one. Well, let's say you're saying, well, you know what? I like that stock, but I don't want to pay $10. I will buy it at, let's say I'll buy it at $9.90. So you could put in a limit buy for $9.90. So what that means is if the price drops to $9.90, it'll put in a buy for you, and it'll buy it at $9.90. Simple as that. It's just a way to get it a little bit cheaper. Now a limit sell is in the same, this is the same general idea. You would put in the price ahead of time. You'd say, oh, well, you know what? If this thing really explodes today, let's say it goes up to 1040, I want to sell. So, and this is all you're doing is you're really automating. So the limit sell would say if that price gets up to 1040, it'll try to sell it for you at that price. So that's kind of the idea of a limit. So, some brokers like Wealthsimple does not have stop losses, and I don't understand why. I'm hoping they get one, but they don't have one. They have, I think they have a stop limit, I think they call it. It's kind of a variation of the limit buy and sell, but it isn't as effective. So I like a straight up stop loss. Now, one other thing that you can have, and some brokers have it, is something called a trailing stop loss. So a trailing stop loss, TSL we'll call it. In this case here, you would say you have your $10 and you put it in. You say, okay, well, I'm going to put in a TSL. I'll put it in at, let's say, $9.90. So if it falls to $9.90, I am going to cash it in. Well, with this one here, let's say the price is going up. All of a sudden, the price goes up to $10.01. Well, automatically, because you've basically have set this as a 10-cent difference, automatically your stop loss goes up as well to $9.91. So your stop loss keeps going up. So all of a sudden, if this went up to, let's say all of a sudden it jumped up to 10.10, well, this stop loss, it goes up, it would go up as well, another 9. It would actually go all the way up to $10 in this case. So it'll keep going up. But if you start to fall, and let's say all of a sudden you fell to $9.90, well, this here does not fall. It stays at whatever the highest level it is it achieves. So if you all of a sudden fell all the way to $9.90, your stop loss is triggered at $10 because it had been going up with the asset. So it's a nice way to not have to manually. So like with National Bank where I do my trading, I do not have a trailing stop loss. I have to manually do it. Like I have to go in, take a look every so often. And if it's going up, I have to drop my, basically I edit my stop loss. I increase it manually. Trailing stop loss will do it automatically. Now, right now, the only broker I know off the top of my head that has it is, I know 100% Desjardins has it. I think somebody told me Royal Bank might have it as well, but I'd love to see a trailing stop loss and a stop loss on Wealthsimple. Also, I'd like to see the trailing stop loss on National Bank, of course. All right. Holy banana bread. All right, Paul says, I use AI Friday for work inventory to find out how much chain is left on a roll, to find the weight of a full Ben Moore roll by part number, got the scale out, weight divided by full weight times full length. Okay. Let's see. Jonathan says, I'd be scared of running up the token costs while running Moltbook 24/7. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. Obviously, it takes probably would take a lot of tokens. So I don't know how much that would end up costing you. It depends too on what you hook it up to, right? If you have it just running on your box, my understanding, I don't think that would cost you anything. But the things you hook it up to, it could probably burn through some of your tokens pretty fast. Prairie says AI and Microsoft go beyond investors. To appease investors, Microsoft pushed Copilot into every aspect of Windows 11 and Microsoft apps. Without regard to whether end users want it, Microsoft just announced they are reversing course. Yeah. Oh, boy. Paul, when free ChatGPT times out, switch to Grok till that times out. Yeah, that's one way to get around it, for sure. And Google has 33% and a no fee. Yeah, and apparently Gemini is getting really good, too. So I know on one of our, actually, we got 2 devices in here. We have the A word, and then we also have the Google devices as well. The Google device, I think Jill just set it up with Gemini, so it's kind of cool. But I'll tell you guys, Alexa, I said her name, sorry. She gets snarky at times. She really, really does. I've noticed that she'll butt into conversations. I just find it amazing. Like considering, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, maybe a month ago, we had the old A word, and you know, the new one is like a billion times smarter. Prairie says, clearly I must be old school. 80 to 90% of all my transactions are still with cold, hard cash. Holy banana bread. Wow. Maybe a little old school, Prairie. Maybe. Um, Scott says, I haven't used cash in more than a year. I did use cash recently because when my mom was here, you guys remember back then, she gave me cash. Yeah, it was actually really funny. So when my mom showed up, I picked her up. Well, I didn't pick her up. Met her at the airport and we got into the Uber. And so the Uber pulls up at the house and we're getting out. And my mom starts opening her wallet and saying, "How much do I owe you to the Uber driver?" I was like, "Mom, no, no, no. You don't give the Uber driver cash. It's all paid for." But yeah, it was fun. So my mom then gave me the cash saying, "Oh, well, I wanted to pay for it." So, and I was just like, yeah, it's like the lawn dividends all over again. Paul says, I am not doing that again. Feel bad putting all those tickers on RONB ETF. Yes, it is nice having all those must companies, but generally the other 70% of the ETF might be stuff you wouldn't invest in. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Paul, let's see, the gold, silver, copper watch list on the screen showing the percent down. Is that on the current day or just Friday? Um, Let me see here. The gold, silver, copper watch list on the screen. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're seeing. I was just looking here at the screen here. Did I have? Yeah, I'm not sure. Whoops, no, that's. Yeah, no, I don't see anything. I'm not sure. I will say though that the video I did drop on the gold, silver, and copper, that video, the data in it was before the crash, obviously. Because yeah, oh boy. Rory says Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, well, it'll be. I don't want to say Wheel of Fortune, but sure, there's a wheel, so yeah, kind of. Hello, what do you think about more? More what? I don't know. I'll join, so only 20 away. Oh, nice. Let me, I'll go take a look. I'll take a look. Yeah, look at that. Bang, boom, 20 away. I love it. Luke says, a while back, I moved my index investing to equal weight on TSX and S&P 500. My equal weight ETFs hardly dipped last week. Yeah. I mean, yeah, equal weight are kind of cool. At least the nice thing about equal weight is that it's depending, and quite literally, I'd need to know exactly how many stocks it's holding, but an equal weighting can sometimes bring a little bit of stability. Some people also like to go with, instead of equal weighting, equal yield, but yeah, there's many things. Okay, what do you think about MU? Okay, so Micron. I like Micron. Um, there's been a lot of talk, just general about AI and where they fit in that, but Micron has. Now I'm trying to think if it was Micron. Now, boy, I know there was a chip. There was a chip, and was it Micron? It might have been Micron actually. Um, they have a chip that is very good with large language models, and I know that NVIDIA was very interested in it because their chips are really good at training AI. So a lot of their graphics chips are really good at that. And I think part of the partnership that they were looking at is because, this is a chip that would be very good for AI after it's out in the wild. And also, I believe as well, it would have a little bit less power consumption too, which makes it a little bit more efficient. But yeah, so regardless of that, I think MUs is in a good spot. Like I would call them, I think when you look at chips, NVIDIA, uh, Taiwan Semiconductors as well, I'll put them in there. AMD, Micron, maybe a little bit of Microsoft. I think they're going to do fantastic. Obviously, though, Google might be the one to watch, though, when we do move into quantum, because they do have that Willow chip. And some of the things I've heard about, some of the improvements they've been making is actually really, really promising. Chad, copper the next play, but what? But WTF, I know just my 2 cents. I'm huge on copper. I'm huge on copper for sure. Dirty Doug says, cover call utility ETFs, UMAX, UTS, PDIV. The yield may not be as high as a lot of this high income ETF stuff, but they hold their value well and are consistent. Yeah. UTS actually, with all of the chaos that happened in this week, UTS actually did pretty good. Here, let's take a look here. So UTS, of course, being the Evolve Canadian, Evolve Canadian Utilities. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a little bit of a dump, but not that bad when you really look at it like this, because it's in its normal trajectory. So yeah, UTS actually did pretty good. They were down a little bit, but nothing compared to what the market did. All right. Oh, sorry. Andrew says all the energy-related minerals, materials, so copper 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Paul says, I measured the BTC drop from Friday close to now, down 8.3%. MSTR is amped 1.5 to 2. Oh, boy. Yeah. So there we go. Like I said, big drop for MSTE for those of you holding it tomorrow. Yep. I'm sure Gary Gill must be already preparing the video for that one. Oh, poor Gary. Brian says, I had issues with Cogeco years ago. Switched out of my Cogeco modem as well as my own. Finally talked to a decent Cogeco tech and was able to troubleshoot it to a neighborhood hub to reboot. Okay, interesting. Let's see. I wasn't the only one. He was able to check speeds in the area. After that, I was able to tell tech support later that I tried to give me the runaround to reboot the hub on Mary Street. Okay. They were stunned and did it anyways. Why not? That's the thing. It's actually funny. Like a lot of times too, if you call into tech support and you've got a bit of knowledge, a lot of time it stuns them. Like I don't think they're used to having people call in who know what they're talking about. But it happens. It does happens. Andrew says, when Microsoft was built, they were just coming out with home computers. Yeah, back in the day. Holy cow. Scott says, I will try to be the 10,000th subscriber. Scott, have you not subscribed yet? Holy banana bread. Oh boy. All right, well, we'll see if you can pull it off. Scott says, for anyone interested in the early days of computers, a short fictional series called Halt and Catch Fire. I find it pretty entertaining. Nice. CPX is heavily influenced by Alberta. Yeah, absolutely. Steve says, I'm with Rogers in Ottawa. No problems here. You may need a tech to visit and troubleshoot. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what part of Rogers, what part of Ottawa too, because, like I'm in the south. I'm in the south part. I'm not that far from the airport, actually. Rob says, Candace, are Canadian banks typically a win-win when it comes to investing in them? Yeah, I would say so. The Canadian banking system, I mean, it's built on resilience. So they're not like you look at the U.S. system. The U.S. system has a lot of regional banks. And that, of course, while regional banks are troublesome at best because, those are the ones that will easily fail if there's a financial crisis of any kind. The Canadian system, it's based off of the same idea as the Scottish banking system. So everything is kind of decentralized and it tends to be a little bit centralized, and there's a resilience in there that it makes it very hard for banks to fail. So like you take the big six during the financial crisis of 2008, they did fine. I mean, sure, they fell a bit, but they still did fine. Like It would take a lot. Like if Canadian banks start falling, I would be really, really concerned because there's some bigger problems going on if that's happening. Yeah, Andrew says Canadian bank dividends are rock solid. The companies themselves are slow and steady. Yeah, exactly. CPX is operated right here in Edmonton. Nice. Andrew says, I'm like number 61. Oh, I forgot all about the likes. Oh, boy. Yeah, I told you guys, let's get to 50. Let's get to 50. All right, let me refresh, see where we're at. I always like to get to 70, bare minimum. 67. All right, guys, 3 of you. I need 3 of you who have not hit the like button to just do that right now. Let's get to 70, then I will shut up and not mention them the rest of the show. Andrew says, yay, I'm number 61. Good job, everyone. Kevin Cass says, Wealthsimple now has a market stop, very similar to a stop loss. Oh, okay. All right, very cool. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look and see how the market stop works, but I like it. Or, sorry, a stop market. Okay. Well, it could be the exact same thing. And just they may have just given it their own name, but I'll have to look and see how it works. I'll have to check their documentation on it. Andrew says, do you know of a broker that has free trades on RDSP? National Bank isn't opening accounts at the moment until April. Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. No, I don't know of anybody else. Because yeah, I mean, everybody else is mostly commissioned, so I think RDSP might be the only one that I know of. Wealthsimple hasn't yet opened. I'm surprised Wealthsimple hasn't opened up things like RDSP, RESP. They do have, I think they do offer both on their managed side, but yeah, they should do it on the DIY side. Let's see. Roku says, Regemini on Google Home. Did you pay for it? Otherwise, the free one is super dumb and non-conversational. No, I don't think we paid for it. Like quite literally, I think Jill added it yesterday. So maybe it's a new one. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm entirely not sure. I just know last night I was testing the 2 of them, and I gave them a silly topic to do a poem on. I mean, her poem, like the Google poem was good. It was good, but I thought the A word did it a little better, had a little more personality. But anyway, let's, all right, let's see here. Luke says, Candace, I'm looking for good buying opportunities during this AI and Bitcoin dip. Thoughts on Hut 8? All right, good old Hut 8. So Hut 8, Bitcoin miner. Yeah, I mean, I do like Hut 8. You know, I actually used to swing trade them back in the day, but then they kind of moved out of the range I like that they were in. Yeah, no, I like Hut 8. I like Hut 8. I'm just trying to think. I guess in my case, I like HBTE. Nah, and they're going to be down on Monday for sure. But I like them. It's the Bitcoin leaders. Now it is an income. It is an income ETF. So you are getting income from it, but it does give you exposure to a whole bunch of different miners, and it also gives you a bit of strategy, and some Bitcoin exposure in there as well. But Hut 8 is not bad for a Bitcoin miner if you're looking to get into the mining area. Let's see. Scott says, Micron make memory chips. I think you may be thinking of Broadcom. Maybe I am. I'm trying to think of. That's why I was kind of hesitant on it. Like it might be Broadcom. Actually, now that you said that, oh, I think you're right. I think you're right. Doorpat says, I'm bullish in IBM for quantum. That's another good quantum play as well. Yeah, for sure. Dirty Deck says, you are a brilliant and marvelous person. Stay well. Thank you. Andrew says, I'm thinking of putting some into VLE.V. Let's see, P of the 3 and high growth and probability. Yeah, I think we looked at them before, Andrew, but let's pull them up again. Do I have it? Yeah, I had to look back to make sure I still had the thing up. So this here, yeah, Valora Energy. Yeah, we've definitely looked at Valora before. Boy, look at this. They're on a good move right now. Energy, like I said, I think energy will have a better 2026 than 2025. So far, these guys do seem to be on the way. Just going into their back end quickly. Yeah, this was one of the things I really liked here. So return on equity, 57.15%. So yeah, they're definitely doing some things right. They don't have a lot of debt, 17% debt to equity. That's not too shabby. And I don't know if there's anything in the news. Let's see here. Ooh, well, this is interesting. So back in November, they initiated a share buyback. So that's very interesting. And why is that interesting, guys? Because, whoops, I think no, I'm there. All right. Yeah, here we go. Because look at here. Here's November here. Look at what they've done since they've done that. So when you do share buyback, so you reduce the number of outstanding shares. As a result, that will put pressure on your price to go up. Well, the math will push that stock price up a little bit. So that might be part of it. That might have helped. That might have helped for sure, but their data looks pretty good. So yeah, I got no problems with them at all. Marina says, in the current market, which sectors offer the best swing trading opportunities based on volatility and trends? That's a very difficult question, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if I consider it sector by sector per se. I like to look at it by company for the most part. Although there are sectors that I probably wouldn't swing. The Canadian financial sector, well, at least the banks. I wouldn't be swing trading our banks. Now, I used to swing trade Manulife Financial, but, well, actually, it wasn't even swing trade. It was day trade. I used to do a day trading with Manulife Financial, and that one worked out pretty good. But, yeah, I would just say, I wouldn't say sector-wise. Obviously, for me, I've got a few different things. Like right now, I currently have a trade going in, a swing trade going in like IVN. I have IVN going. I've got Tesla going. For me, I look at it company wise. And as I said, and guys, oh boy, yeah, this is all collapsed on me, isn't it? But we'll see. We'll see here if I got, can I uncollapse? Ooh, it started to uncollapse. Dear banana bread. Anyway, you can still see a little bit here. I'm going to refresh that one more time. I'm going to refresh it one more time and see if it will undo the damage. Nope, it's not undoing it. It's not undoing it. Oh, that drives me crazy sometimes. I definitely need a new mouse. It's got to be the mouse. It's got to be the mouse. Well, it's funny. The mouse works fine on most sites, but this site, for whatever reason. But yeah, anyway, going back to Tesla. Going back to good old Tesla here. You can sort of see these channels, and that's... There. We got a little better. Oh, it almost worked. It almost worked. Oh, well. No, well, close enough. I like to play these channels, and you can sort of see the movement within channels. That's what I'm always looking for. Like, I don't want to trade things if it's not in a channel, because it's just that I find these channels, when I got a channel, I find it a lot more reliable. And I don't like to lose. I don't trade to lose money. I trade to make money. And for me, channels have just, I have traded in the past outside of channels, but, I just haven't had as much success as I have with channels. So that's kind of where I like to go. All right, Pierre says, how about you put subscriber only mode in the chat? That way a person becomes obliged to subscribe in order to engage. That's not a bad idea. To be honest. And I probably will do that when we get to a point where, like, if we started to have a bunch of idiots or trolls starting to pop into chat. And I probably would switch to a subscriber only mode. Right now, like, you guys, we have a great chat. Like, I've got no concerns at all. Paul said, I just subscribed with one of my other emails. Okay. All right. That gets us a bit closer. TD claims to be commission free for specific ETFs for RDSP. Give them a call. I opted for National Bank, opened in December. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's see. Scott says, I got blamed because rumor has it hasn't subscribed. That's funny. Lily, are you going to swing trade any silver as it's down? I kind of went into the gold already, so I don't know if I'm going to double swing. I might just stick with the one that I'm on for the moment. And, Steven says, I never had to subscribe. Her new content appears in my feed automatically. All right, fair enough. Oh, did I actually catch up? Holy banana bread. This is the first time today that I've caught up. We're just shy of 2 hours. I'm almost out of coffee, but what can I say? Kelly says, great idea, Pierre. The whole subscriber thing. Yeah, it is something I could do. Let me just see here. I'm just looking and see. I don't know if I even have the option right here to do it. I think I have to do it from YouTube itself. All right, give me a second here. Let me see if. All right, let's try it. We'll try it here in a second. All right, give me a second here. I'm going to pull up YouTube. Here we go. All right, let me see. What have I got? Oh, I got a bunch of stuff going on here. All right, let's take a look and see. Oh, that's engage with your audience. Oh, members only live stream. No, we don't want that. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, guys, I'm just taking a quick look to see, and I don't actually see how to do that. Well, I've never done that before. Oh, I can report myself if that's any consolation. Oh, you guys got the zero. You guys got the black hole, don't you? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I don't seem to have. Whoops. Where is? Uh-oh. Now I've lost my chat. All right. Yeah, we'll have to. I'll look at that another time. Right now, guys, I don't absolutely know how to do it. Scott says it took me 2 decades to get 10K subscribers. Granted, I wasn't trying. Okay, fair enough. But hey, congratulations. Congratulations on 10K. That's pretty awesome. Uh-oh. I got the cat over here kind of trying to... Here, let's go big screen. Hi, kitty. I don't know if you guys can see her head. Probably not because Scott's in the way. All right. All right, foot model. Not sure if you touched on this. Do you think Tesla will incorporate SpaceX into itself? I made a good swing trade on Thursday, Friday, but got out after 5% gain on the rumor. I don't know if I would say, I'm just gonna, just in case the kitty decides to show up. Hi. I don't think they would incorporate, and here's the reason. For them to actually, like if we were to look at like a merger between the two, there would be regular, that's when the regulators get involved. So I think that they will, it'll be more of a backhanded kind of connection. So, because that's what you want. You don't want, hey kitty, what are you doing? The cat's pushing against the light. You want there to be, I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. You want to merge without actually merging. And a lot of times, a lot of companies, like especially in tech right now, like even some of the deals that OpenAI has made, sorry, not OpenAI, NVIDIA. NVIDIA's made some deals that instead of actually looking at acquiring other companies, they create sort of some of these contracts of exclusivity. And that's a way to sort of get around the regulators. Because a lot of times the regulators will step in and say, nope, it's not going to happen. So, you know, what can I say? What can I say? Oh, kitty cat. Hi. Hi. Are you going to come say hi to the audience? Well, I tried. I thought she might. I thought sometimes she usually does. Oh, well. Hey, Winter, come on up. Say hi. Look, right there. No, over there. Don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to the camera. Anyway, that's Winter. She popped up just briefly. Just give me a second, guys. I'm going to give the kitty cat. Here we go. Oops, oops. Move, move, move. There we go. There we go. I'm going to give the kitty cat some treats. And that will solve that. All right. Let's see. Sorry. Hi, Winter. Winter Samantha says hi. All right. Let's see. I'm not sure if I asked about West Dome Gold Mines, WDO. No, you did not. Whoops. Let's go over here. Let's go to West Dome. All right. Here we go. WDO. I have to pull this up. All right. WDO. West Dome Gold Mines. All right. Obviously they didn't have the best Friday, but what can I say? All right. Let's see here. I'm more interested in the year. So yeah, they've been doing good other than this drop. But you know what? This drop, I see it more as a buying opportunity. Let's go into the back end very quickly. Whoops. Went down a bit too far. Look at this. They've got no debt. And their return on equity, 42.93%. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. I like that. I like that. So, yeah. Okay. Kelly says, go to the studio, comments and ratings. Who can comment? Subscribers. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if I can do it in the middle of a stream, though. Let me take a look here. Studio, comments and ratings. I think that would be under my settings. I think. Or, you know, maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. Channel Insights, Google Ads, automatic product tagging, third-party training. Okay. Basic info. All right. It's not there. Upload defaults. No, it have to be under general, you'd think. Community moderation. Messages in your live chat. Posts in your community. Who can post? All right. Subscribers can. Let's see. Blocked words. All right. Just give me a second here. I think I'm in the right spot. Comments on new videos. No. Messages in your live chat. Moderation, basic, none. Okay. User management. Let's see here. Oh, the Nightbot is also a, I just noticed that. The Nightbot is also a moderator. That's kind of cool. Let's see. All channels can redirect. No. That's, oh my gosh. Let's see. Welcome message, your guidelines. That's, yeah, I'm not. Oh boy, I'm definitely not in the right spot. Yeah. Studio comments and that's. Ooh, no, that searches across my channel. I'm not sure. I am not. I'll have to look at this later. Yeah, it's just not. It's not coming up. It's not coming up. I'm not finding it. All right, MKO has been on a tear. Let's take a look. MKO. Here we go. MKO, MKO. Oh, wait, down here. There we go. MKO, Mako Mining Corporation. All right, so I think we've looked at them before. Let's see, how much are they? 973. Okay, so they're not a penny stock. And yeah, look at this. Once again, I mean, this is a familiar shape in mining. There's been a lot of it as well. But Andrew's pointing out that there's been lots of catalysts coming up with MKO as well. Yeah, I like them. Let's take a look at their back end. Because I know we've looked at these before, and I think probably you probably brought them up before, Andrew. I think. Key data. Let's head back here. And yeah, look at this. Once again, you know, guys, I love return on equity above 20%. So here we go. 28.64%. Not too shabby. They got 5% debt to equity. That's not too bad. Scott says settings, content controls. You have to scroll down. It's comments. Not sure if that applies to chats. Content controls. All right, I'll take one more. I'll take one last look here. Settings. Let's see. Community moderation. Content controls. Okay. Ooh. I think I found it. Let's see. Comments on. Post blocked words. Minimum subscription time. Who can post? Okay, that's post in the community. Messages in your live chat. Comments on. Yeah, that's where I was before. And I'm not seeing it there. Comments on new videos and posts. Yeah, and channel guidelines. All of that. Oh boy. Yeah. I noticed that here. I'm just like, no, it's not here. It's just not here, guys. I don't know where it is, so I'll have to. Like, guys, I'll look for it. I'll look for it after the show. Because yeah, right now I'm just sort of stumbling around in there and I'm not seeing anything. So, oh boy. Oh yeah, the one for comments I saw, but that's already set to subscriber, I think. But yeah, no, that one doesn't apply to chats. So there is a way to do it. And I really thought it was something simple. Well, here, you know what? Let's do this. All right, how do I make comments in a YouTube a live stream subscriber only? There we go. I don't know why we just didn't go to Google immediately. Select stream, and in the edit settings panel, select, do I have to actually go to the stream itself? That might be what it is, guys. Maybe I have to do it like individually. Oh, that's just, I was going to put that over there, but let me just see. All right, let's go here. Let's go to the live. Here's the stream right here. Let me just see here. Edit title and description, view on YouTube, get shareable link. Let's see, public, private, unlisted, members only. Nope. All right. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's not the way either. Oh no. Yeah, go to the YouTube studio. No, select the stream. I don't know. I don't know now. Oh, well, I thought that was going to tell me. All right. Oh, let's see. Andrew says futures are open. Now, this is important. Gold and silver up, oil and U.S. markets down. Okay, interesting. I definitely like the gold and silver. I hope that stays up because, as I mentioned before, I got a swing trade going on IVN. That could be good for them. So, yeah, very cool. All right. Prairie says there has been very little chatter on ATD ever since they lost the bid for 7-Eleven. Thoughts on where they may be headed. So Alimentation Couche-Tard, yeah, they've been kind of out of the news for a bit now. They're going to be fine. Like, they're still I think they're still the second largest convenience store in the world. They have in the past. They have lost bids before, And quite frankly, they'll find another target. They'll eventually acquire some more, add more into their, I don't want to call it an empire, but I think ATD is fine. Now, recently, and where we are, the whole sector has been kind of struggling. Okay, now let's try that again. I was trying to type in ATD and it wasn't working. Then I look back and it's like, it's Rogers. Rogers doing it again. So yeah, the whole sector has really been, oh, I think they've had a pretty bad week for the most part. But yeah, when you sort of look at it, and this has always been, ATD has always been kind of volatile. But yeah, we're kind of getting this whole thing again. So I like where they're at right now, like entry point wise. It's not a bad spot. It's not a bad spot. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. If we, of course, do go into a bear market eventually, I think ATD, a lot of the consumer staples will certainly do pretty good. Now, ATD, consumer, well, when you look at convenience stores, they're not technically consumer staples, but they still tend to do pretty well in, in bear markets, in recessions, all of that fun stuff. So I still I like ATD. I think ATD, I think they'll be fine. So like when I look at some of these companies that I think will be really, really good long term, ATD is one of my favorites, as well as Brookfield Asset Management as well. But I know that's I don't talk as much about them anymore because they managed to find themselves as being a little bit on the political side. I don't know. All right, guys, we are getting close to the end. We're not there yet, but if you've got your last minute questions now is the time. Now is the time for that. So it could be fun. Yes. Let's go IVN Air Canada. I'm okay with Air Canada taking its time, but I definitely want to see IVM pump tomorrow. That would be fantastic. If they both pumped, oh wow, that would be even better because I do have an Air Canada trade as well. But IVN for sure. That's my hope. That's my hope. And I think Tom, you're in this. I think you're in a trade on both of those. So let's hope we see it. What can I say? All right. Oh yeah. Here, let me just give me 1 second here. All right. There we go. So we are. We're actually getting pretty close. So right now, we're about 19 away from the 10,000. So yeah, Wednesday. I think Wednesday. All right, video-wise, coming up on Tuesday, though channel members will be able to watch it tomorrow, the 0 to 100K challenge. You're going to be able to see all of the spending I did. There was two big dips. There was two big dips. So then on Friday, we're doing a deep dive into HDiv. So I wanted to revisit HDiv. So we're going to do that on Friday or Thursday if you're a channel member. And then the following Tuesday, well, this is going to be Paul's Elon Musk centric video. So I can't wait. It should be cool. Tom says, yeah, I am. Fingers crossed. Andrew says, I don't know what to do with share since I bought in my TFSA. Yeah, we looked at share the other day because I know I made a Sonny and Cher joke. Why not? If I can make the joke, I will make the joke. Here we go. Share. There we go. Chill care right here. So yeah, this is kind of, I do like, despite it being a penny stock, I do like the fact that, it caters to, well, older people as well as disabled. I know in the description it said disabled people, but a lot of the wheelchair technology, definitely good for people who are older. And a lot of times people who are older, that's when some of the mobility issues start to show up. So that's a sector that really, really has a high demand, and it's only going to get higher. Now, I do say be careful with a company like this because, it is a penny stock. It is a penny stock. I mean, look at this. On Friday, it went up 16.53%. So, what can I say? um, pull up that 1 year and you can sort of see. Here we go. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think on Monday, I don't think they're going to go up another 16.53%. So I know that you're kind of debating, Andrew, what you would do. I'll tell you what I would do. This doesn't mean that you should do it. I would look at this and I would be expecting a correction or at least a pullback on that. So if the volume was there, I probably would, I may not sell all of it, but I would take some profits. I would see what happens. But I do like the company long term. Penny stock, but they've got the potential. They've got the right ingredients that they could do well. So, all right. Paul says invest in what Mark Carney holds. There you go. Now, just to point out, I've been a fan of Brookfield Asset Management before I even knew who Mark Carney was. So, and my opinion of the company hasn't changed. So I look at it, I look at it that way. I think they're going to do fantastic. I think they're going to do well. All right, let's see here. All right, guys. I know we didn't earn it. I know we didn't get a chance to take a look. We didn't get our 4 supers or whatever to see or to get to that 5th one so we can see the Valentine's Day goat. But it's a limited time thing. Would you guys like to see it? Would you guys like to see the Valentine's goat? I kind of want to share it. So, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna give you guys a preview of this goat. So this will be the goat. Anytime we actually breach the 5 mark, this will be that special Valentine's Day goat up until Valentine's Day. Then we're gonna switch it with an Olympic goat. But here's our seasonal goat. Let's just do it. I'm gonna premiere it. Here we go. oh God, I love it. I love it. All right. Yeah. So that's the Valentine's goat. Little Cupid wings, some hearts. What could be more festive than Valentine's? Although Valentine's, it's not that big of a holiday. It's kind of just a one-day deal. But why not? We'll make it into something a bit bigger. All right. Holy banana bread. I'm out of coffee, guys. I'm out of coffee. So I'm out of coffee, and you guys have slowed down. So, all right, let's go big screen here. So we will be, of course, we'll be back again on tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, guys, oh boy, we've got the regular market close and brand new tomorrow night for the channel members at 7 p.m. We're going to do after office hours. So it's basically an hour where if you got questions or things, you would just or you just want to chat, whatever. I'm going to be hanging out for an hour. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. But that'll be coming up tomorrow night as well. So until then, guys, I can't wait. And let's hope we get a pretty good market tomorrow. I will, of course, I'll see you guys then. And if you haven't yet watched the video I dropped on a Friday, definitely check that one out because seriously, those are some really good, some good income options for the next couple of years for sure. All right. Until then, guys, I got one last thing I wanted to say, and that is,